I'm sorry, Purito, but there's a new sheriff in town. They're sorry too. Hey everyone, welcome to Rotten Skin, a critical lens to skincare. Glad to have you back, and if you're a skincare lover or noob, is that what I say? No. Are you a skincare lover or a newbie? Novice. Whether you're a skincare lover or novice, make sure that you're subscribed below so that you don't miss any of my skincare videos. Give me a thumbs up if you like sunscreen. Ugh. So hey, I wanted to make a video on this new sunscreen that I found, and I'm very excited about it. I only paid $6 for it, and it's giving Purito a run for its money. The I'm Sorry Just Sunscreen from B-Lab. I've only been wearing it for a few days now, and I can say this is my new favorite sunscreen. Today I'm going to go over the specs with you, tell you why I think this is better than Purito, and why I think that this is really going to blow up soon, just like Purito did. I'll also address some of the controversies around Purito, and I'm going to do a wear test. But between you and me, I'm wearing it right now. Can you tell? I think one thing that I really want to make sure I highlight is that this is the first sunscreen that I've tried that I feel confident in saying it can work for any skin type, from oily to dry. But don't just take my word for it. There are several reviews pointing to the fact that this beats Purito in many ways, and not just the price, but also that this sunscreen is good for all skin types, especially people with oily skin who might find that Purito is a little too greasy looking for them. So one person on Amazon notes that this sunscreen doesn't make me feel oily or shiny compared to the Purito Unscented one. If you enjoy the Purito one but don't want to feel significantly oily, this sunscreen is for you. Another reviewer says, I love it. It's better than the Purito Unscented Sunscreen, which is a bit greasy on me. This B-Lab one is very moisturizing but leaves no greasiness. Perfection. Now jump over to Reddit. I've been using this one for 2 weeks and I love it. It's super lightweight but moisturizing. It doesn't leave any shine or greasiness that the Purito one does on my skin. I broke out from biotin supplements, but this one doesn't break me out. Super mild and fresh. We'll get into the ingredients later. They mentioned biotin. There is a version of biotin in here. From what I understand, some people break out from taking the supplements. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. We'll talk about that later. Let's get back to Purito. I think Purito got a lot of hype for good reason. It's a moisturizing, hydrating sunscreen that's really lightweight, comfortable to wear, has advanced UV filters, ostensibly has a high SPF and PA rating, though that's being contested right now and it's kind of like a hot topic. I'll briefly address it. I don't think there's enough information right now to state incontrovertibly that the SPF rating on there is reliable or not, but what I do know is that a study was done in 2019 looking at how antioxidants and anti-inflammatory ingredients in sunscreen in particular can impact the SPF rating. And they found that by using the concentrations of antioxidants, anti-inflammatories that are typically found in skincare does not impact the SPF rating or erythemal response. So from what we know right now, I don't think there's much to worry about, but of course things could change. We could get more information about the way that Purito did their studies, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it. If you are, just use a different sunscreen. If you already have the Purito one, put it aside until we have more information, or you could diversify and layer sunscreens, allowing each one to dry before going on with the next layer. I'll link the study that I mentioned in my description. But basically, this idea that antioxidants and anti-inflammatory ingredients can impact the SPF rating and allow companies to cheat the system is sort of unfounded. It's possible in theory, but not in practice. So I was so excited when I found this online. It was my first time shopping on Jolzy, I think it's called, because someone did mention this site on one of my videos. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of that before. I was just looking for sunscreens, looking for good deals, of course. This one popped up. It was $5.99. If you know me, you know I prefer fragrance-free, so it takes a really long time for me to peruse these websites because it's not always evident which ones are fragrance-free. So clicking through all of these descriptions, having to triangulate with different sources, Inky Decoder, etc. Anyway, this one's fragrance-free and free of volatile alcohols, and also essential oil free. So I stated I got this one for $6 and I saw that price and I was like, yes, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. And in fact, I added 3 to cart. And you know, when you find a good deal and you just know it's a good deal and you know it's like something clicks, that's what happened when I found this sunscreen. I just had high hopes for it. And even if I didn't, I realized, you know, it's not a whole lot to drop on a total of 150 mils of sunscreen. So interestingly, the bottles are very similar between the Purito and the I Am Sorry. B-Lab apparently stands for bathroom lab. I just found that out. Do they make it in the bathroom? I'm not sure. Do I care? Not really. But yeah, anyway, look at the bottles, how similar the design is between the caps. The I'm Sorry is 50 mils, whereas the Purito comes in 60 mils. But when we do a look at the cost per mil, you're saving at least 25% with the B-Lab, which right now on Jolsey is going for $8. On Amazon, it's $10. And of course, the Purito goes for anywhere between $12 to $17. Right, getting sidetracked. My brain's all over the place, but look at the bottles. So caps are similar. The corners on the Purito are sharp. So if you are worried about poking your eye out with your sunscreen, it's a valid concern. Look at these rounded corners. I don't know what I'm talking about. This one's interesting. Their claims, we can talk about those, is that it's like a vitamin rich formula. They have 10 different vitamins in here. I don't know. I mean, we know some vitamins, you know, there's like lots of evidence that they can really improve the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, help with sebum production, etc. It has a lot of B vitamins, vitamin B1, which is thiamine, B3, niacinamide, panthenol, which is B5, B6, B9, folic acid, B12, cobalamin. Also has vitamin C in the form of sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a salt form of vitamin C, more stable, maybe less penetration. It's in a sunscreen. Sunscreens aren't meant to penetrate that deeply. Take it as you will. Has tocopherol, which is vitamin E. Has linoleic acid, vitamin F, which you rarely see as a standalone ingredient. It's usually, you know, you find linoleic acid in oils that you could apply to the skin, and linoleic acid is the fatty acid in oils that give it a more runny consistency and tend to be better for people with acne. And there are some theories that people who have acne-prone skin have lower concentrations of linoleic acid in the skin. So that's a really cool ingredient. It is towards the bottom of the list, but still it's unique and could provide some benefit there for acne sufferers. And then finally, vitamin H, which is a form of biotin that one of the reviewers mentioned. Some people state they break out from biotin supplements, but I don't know about all of that. Has several plant extracts, more than Purito, and they're all pretty good actually. Scutellaria bicalensis root extract, which is an anti-inflammatory ingredient, comes from the Chinese skullcap plant. Let's see, has some rosemary extract, which can be antibacterial and also an antioxidant. Licorice root extract, which is a great brightening agent, can help with dark spots. Green tea extract, I love green tea. Obviously, where's my green tea? I love it in skincare, I just love it. Centella Asiatica, finally, to round it out, which is anti-inflammatory and soothing. In addition, it's hydrating, similarly to the Purito. This has glycerin and sodium hyaluronate, so you can expect some hydration from this. And then it also has inositol, which is derived from rice water. So I know that's kind of like a trending ingredient that's been used for many ages in Asian skincare. It's thought to moisturize the skin and maybe have some other benefits that I just don't really know about, but people love rice water, so it's in there. In terms of sunscreen, it has 2 advanced UV filters. It has Uvinol A+, which provides a good range on the UVA spectrum of protection, and then it has Tinosorb S, which provides just broad spectrum, really solid coverage. That's all I really have to say about it. So as you can see, I'm wearing it. I am just gonna apply another layer. One reviewer did mention like, oh, it pills, but I didn't experience this at all, and I only found one review that really stated that. But some people do say it might have like kind of a powdery finish, and I do notice that sometimes I wake up and do have a little bit of shine on my forehead. I just like go to bed with a lot of moisturizer on, and this like softens it in some way. I'm not sure how that happens. It almost feels like mineral powders that people apply to absorb sebum, but this isn't drying, and that's the other thing. Like, I have dry skin, so I'm usually looking for hydrating ingredients, but I also don't like to be too shiny generally, especially on camera. So this is like so good for that. Without further ado, I should just try it now. And by try it, I mean put it on. You know what I mean. Hey, so we're gonna try it now. Okay, let's get our composure. So look at that. That's really a nice texture, you have to admit. It does feel rich, so it kind of took me by surprise. It's totally unscented. They could label this unscented if they wanted to, I'm sure. But yeah, it does feel a little rich, like a rich moisturizer almost, and that's why it's so interesting that it doesn't feel like cakey or sticky. It's just really an interesting thing for me. And some reviewers also noted like it melts into the skin really quickly, and that's totally what I noticed. It works well in the facial hair as well. And you know, that was already a significant amount of sunscreen. Like, that was probably enough for both my face and neck, but it just melts almost instantaneously. And I know a lot of people like don't like things that just sunscreens that stay wet, especially if they wear makeup over top. I imagine this would be really good for makeup. Like, it almost feels like a primer, because it does have that grip that I think a lot of people are looking for. I'm just like so shocked by this sunscreen. See that? So no stinging around the eyes or anything. I'll do even a little more. And this is my second time applying it today, so you can see no pilling at all. I'm gonna do just another light coat. I don't know why, other than like, I just wear a lot of sunscreen. And I don't use like too many moisturizers or anything in the morning. I'll just use an essence sometimes, but today I didn't. I kind of use my sunscreen as a moisturizer, which means that I get more sunscreen on generally. And this one is so moisturizing because it has panthenol. At this point, if you're like, is this an ad? Like, it's not an ad. I just found this on a whim. I think this really is a very new sunscreen. I don't know exactly when it came out. I don't know. Most reviews I'm reading online are from like September and onwards. All right. I mean, I haven't even like given it any time to set down. And you can see it's just like very good. It's like matte. It doesn't feel sticky. My face doesn't feel wet. It just feels nice. It feels moisturized. It does feel like I just went in with a moisturizer. You almost wouldn't be able to tell. So it's the real deal here. If you're looking for something that's gonna look natural, and especially if you're oily skin, not too greasy, this is like such a good find. And you can see it wears very well in the facial hair, just instantly melts in there. So I don't know how this one hasn't gained more popularity. I think it's only been, maybe it's because it's only been around for a couple months, but I imagine like next year, this is gonna be the new Purito, and everyone's gonna be talking about it. Yeah, so I think we're done here. It's just a really comfortable sunscreen to wear throughout the day. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe again. Don't forget to subscribe before leaving. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss my skincare videos. And if you didn't already, I'd love to get a thumbs up from you so that I know that you enjoyed the video. Leave questions in the comments and let's dialogue. Ugh, I can't believe that came out of my mouth.